All right. I figured if I didn't schedule this live stream, I wouldn't get it done. I've tried to do a live stream for the last couple days and it just, I don't know, just didn't go as planned. But here I am, absolutely tired. I had no energy for my workout, but I somehow did it. And now I'm just like shot and waiting to have my meal. Hopefully that will give me some energy. I'm probably gonna have to do a carb day tomorrow. Yesterday was a keto OMAD day. You'll see that play out on the vlogs. Today is going to be a carnivore OMAD day. I decided to do a carnivore OMAD because I want to get my body into gluconeogenesis. I figured on days that I exercise and build muscle, like today is a muscle building day, I'm not going to limit my protein. I'm just going to do strict meats. So pure animal products, that's carnivore, right? Tons of egg whites, tons of eggs. I've got a steak. I've got some pork chops too. I'm just gonna go straight up meat today. And I think cycling in and out of keto while I do my carb days is gonna help ensure that I make up for the macros that I miss. Because when I do the high protein diet that I've been doing with the meal preps, my fat is getting sacrificed, and I don't want to sacrifice fat. So I think like manipulated these different OMADs. I've never done a carnivore OMAD, but I thought I would do one, even a ketovore. So I'm gonna explain the difference between keto, carnivore, and ketovore because it's very confusing. Oh, hey, Fugo Mama, welcome to the live stream. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Welcome. So keto is a low blood sugar diet. It's a diet that puts your blood sugar at a low state. And when your blood sugar is at a low state, that's when weight loss happens, because that is when you completely make that metabolic switch to completely depending on ketones for energy. So keto is defined as this because everyone has screwed it up. Keto is when your macros are 80-20. So your fat is 80% of your calories. Your protein is your protein is 20% of your calories. So that can, like a good rule of thumb is 100 grams of protein or less, because you don't want to trigger gluconeogenesis, which is another pathway that our body will use to convert protein to glucose. And your carbs are like non-existing. That's keto. And when you eat like that, you put your blood sugar at a very, very low state because of the fat. Carnivore is basically a meat-only diet. And there have been carnivore, like fitness influencers or whatever you call them in the carnivore space, who they tested their blood and their blood levels were high. Their blood glucose levels were high and no one could explain it. Well, gluconeogenesis explains it, because when you eat that much protein, you're putting yourself in a situation where your body just has another metabolic pathway to making glucose, which is fine. It's better. Like, it's a good weight loss tool, but I am a big fan of eating vegetables, and I'm a big fan in metabolic switching. I don't like to stay in one state. I eat carbs, I go in and out of ketosis, and I like to like manipulate my macros to see fit, because I want to make sure I get the whole picture. So with carnivore, you can easily knock yourself out of ketosis. Easily. Especially if you're eating meats like chicken, high protein meats. Yesterday, I had a bunch of, what was it? I think it was these pork boneless riblets. You can have a bunch of those. And those will probably knock you out of ketosis. So that's carnivore. Now, ketovore is basically you are in a state of ketosis, but you're eating a carnivore diet. However, you are eating meats that are high in fat, and you're not eating any vegetables, but you're putting yourself in a state of ketosis. You're eating high fat meat. So a ketovore day would be, or keto carnivore day would be like lots of bacon, lots of ham, lots of like high fat meats, and you're going to make sure your protein is low. That's the difference between all three. So I'm manipulating my diet between all three. Anyway, let's go back into the topic here at hand, which is one meal a day, dirty OMAD versus clean OMAD, which is better for weight loss. So I've done both methods. I started off my OMAD journey with Dirty OMAD. So let's define what is Dirty OMAD and what is Clean OMAD. Dirty OMAD is when you have a dirty fast. You don't have a clean OMAD fast. And basically you have cream in your coffee and you have calories. That is basically a dirty OMAD fast. A clean OMAD fast, you're having black tea, you're having black coffee, you're having things like apple cider vinegar, you're having pickle juice. That is a clean OMAD fast. Whereas oops, I totally should have shut that off. Whereas a dirty OMAD fast, you're throwing in some cream. Now, when I started my weight loss journey with OMAD, I did do dirty OMAD. I did also have stevia too. I would consider stevia, even though it's 0 calories, that is dirty OMAD because stevia does spike your blood sugar. And the point of fasting, as I was mentioning earlier, you want to put your body in a low blood sugar state because that is key in encouraging that metabolic switch where you're burning strictly fat and you are not using your, the calories that you consume dependently solely for energy. You're strictly going into that ketogenic pathway. So basically the food you eat, your body will use that to create ketones through the metabolic pathway that I talked about many times on my video, as opposed to the end of cellular respiration, you're getting glucose. Instead, you're getting ketones. So there's that. I completely lost my train of thought. And I have to go to the bathroom, which sucks. But I'm going to see how long I can hang in there. So yeah, I completely forgot where I was. So this is where I'm going to go to the chat. Concussion issues. Hey, OMJ, welcome to the live stream. Nice to have you here. I appreciate you so much, Life. Thank you for being here. Life's Magical Journey says, with Fugo Mama, hello, Wellness with Fugo Mama. Welcome to the chat, everyone. Thanks for being here. Yes, thanks for being here. And if you're listening, just make sure you hit that like button, as it helps me out. It just helps get my videos out to more people, which I want to do. I kind of want to be like that person who has actually lost weight and is on that weight loss journey, as opposed to, some fitness influencer who's never been obese in their life. There are a few people out there, but, I want to put my face into the space because I think I have a lot to offer when it comes to weight loss, because not only am I losing weight, just losing weight, I'm losing weight through a lot of like issues, like chronic pain and stuff. And I bet you anyone who struggled with obesity, you probably have pain issues with joint issues. If you don't, you're blessed. That's great. But, a lot of people are dealing with chronic pain. Like, let's be honest, if you're obese and you're eating an unhealthy diet, you're going to deal with chronic pain at some capacity. Maybe it be like stomach issues or like just random pains, especially if you're not eating foods that are in line with, keeping things together in terms of inflammation. Yes, being obese is being in a state of, it's an inflammatory state. And diseases, like 70% of the diseases out there are inflammatory in nature. Heart disease, stroke, diabetes. What else? Crohn's disease. So many bowel diseases people are having. Obesity itself is a state of inflammation. And that is an environment that creates disease. So, I just want to share my journey in hopes to help someone reverse their life. I want people to be healthy because it's a battle out there, that's for sure. But yeah, I was going over everything with like keto carnivore and all of that. Oh no, Dirty OMAD, that's what I was doing. All right, so now which is better for weight loss? I would say people think that the easiest way to lose weight, they think it's easier to have cream in your coffee. They think it's easier to do a dirty OMAD, but it's actually harder. When you do dirty OMAD, it actually increases your hunger because then your body kind of was like, oh, we got an external source of, fuel while we're fasting. So we want more. So it's going to increase your hunger. Clean OMAD definitely crushes your hunger way better because your body, again, is just depending on its fat source for energy. The hunger gets crushed, you're in ketosis, and it's just better that way. So I think personally, clean OMAD is the way to go. You can lose weight on dirty OMAD, of course. You can switch it up. There's no rule that you have to stick to, something day in and day out. The rule when it comes to all of this, when it comes to weight loss, the rule is you want to make sure the scale is going down. It doesn't matter what you do, as long as the scale is going down. If you do dirty OMAD and the scale goes down, it's a win. If you do clean OMAD and the scale goes down, it's a win. It's whatever diet or whatever method of eating that is going to keep you consistent. Usually when you first start off, it's best to stick to one method, but I'm at a place where I feel like I'm an advanced OMAD faster, where I can go in and out of things. I'm playing with things. I'm manipulating things because I'm not just here losing weight. I'm crushing it. I just came back from the gym today. So, like I'm manipulating things just to see how things work out with me. So yeah, I personally believe that clean OMAD is definitely easier. It's the way to go. You don't get those blood sugar spikes, because those blood sugar spikes are what causes the hunger pains, and it makes it really hard. I remember intermittent fasting foodie was talking about this on a podcast with I believe the woman who made Fast Feast, the up down woman, I forget her name, but they did a podcast together and they were saying that, yeah, Jen Stevens, that's her name, that when you actually have a dirty fast, it actually makes fasting harder. And I learned this year when I realized that dry fasting was way easier than water fasting. I was like, how is this possible? Because when you're in a state of dry fasting, that is the highest state of autophagy that you can achieve. There is an autophagy hierarchy level here. And number one, it's dry fasting. Number two, it's extended fasting with salt water. Number three, I would probably say is probably alternate day fasting. And then OMAD, because the longer you fast, the longer you're in autophagy. But like dry fasting is where your body like is completely depending on its own. Honestly, I did not start dry fasting until this year, and I've been fasting since 2020. Like everything I'm doing, I've done this over years to understand how my body adapts to things. The same thing with OMAD. OMAD was easier for me to transition to because I've already done a 3-day fast. I've done multiple 3-day fasts. So OMAD wasn't a big deal for me. It was like an easy transition. However, if you've never done an extended fast, it doesn't mean you can't get into OMAD, because OMAD's just like once you get that first 24-hour fast, you do one 24-hour fast, your body's like, okay, I know what to do now, and it becomes easier. So yeah, going back to the clean OMAD and the dirty OMAD thing, I definitely prefer clean OMAD, but again, preference is what you have to see it out yourself. There's no rule for anyone. It's all individual. Figure it out. Some people can go through ADF and do it for a whole year. Great. I can't do that. Some people can do keto OMAD for 8 months. Not everyone can do that. So it's all about finding what works for you. That's what you have to keep that in mind. Like I'm just sharing things. There's no guideline as long as you're getting a result on the scale. And when I say when there's no guidelines, obviously if you want to try the clean OMAD fast, there's certain things you have to follow. But yeah, so for my weight loss journey, I started off with the dirty OMAD fast from September to January. And then in January, I started doing clean OMAD fast, just black coffee. And I find that's when the scale started moving more. And I just want to mention something. When it comes to like getting acquainted and getting your journey started, you have to remember the compound effect. The wins happen each day. You win each day. That's where the results happen. That's where the transformation happens. The transformation is not something that happens down the road. It's not a future event. It's a present event. So focus on conquering the day. Focus on winning the day and celebrating yourself for winning that day. Because the more days you win, they compound over time. And that is where everything evolves. But at the end of the day, the future doesn't exist. The past doesn't exist. It's all about being in the present moment. The present moment is what is real. So focus on that. If you screwed up the day before, that's the day before. You're going to focus right now. If you were successful the day before, that was the day before. You're going to focus on being successful right now. So it's important to have that mindset, that narrow mindset of just, like the best thing you can do on anything in life is just to recognize your thinking brain, recognize that ego, that human brain where it's constantly like criticizing, or it's like talking about this, or it's like, oh, I'm hungry right now. Like recognize that you have a thinking brain and be outside of that. That's where you have awareness, because when you have an awareness, you have power, and you have power over directing where you want to go. So if you're struggling with binge eating, You're trapped in that thinking brain. You're trapped in that rumination, that mind of, just being stuck in your thoughts. They're just thoughts. They don't have to be real. Thoughts are not real unless you give truth to them. Give truth to thoughts of success. Give truth to thoughts of you conquering your goals. You got to think like that. And the only way to do that is to be aware and recognize, oh, I'm thinking this way. Okay, cool. When you're thinking this way, you're at the point of being in a level of consciousness, which is so important when you are in that conscious state, because you're aware of what's happening. It can be hard. It takes time. It takes practice. I listen to a lot of Eckhart Tolle. He's really been helping me out lately. That other guy, Aaron, whatever his name is, I forget. Just being aware of that consciousness of what's going on around you. Sorry, not around you. Sorry, someone's parking here. I parked here for a reason. No one comes here. They were distracting me. And just be aware of your thoughts. Separate yourself from your thoughts. You are the sky, basically. This is an analogy my therapist gave me, and Eckhart Tolle has used this analogy. You are the sky, and there are clouds coming in and out, but you are not those clouds. You're just observing the clouds. Same thing with your thoughts. Don't lead to it. It's going to take time. It's going to take practice, and you're going to fall off. There will be points where you're on, and then you fall off, but that's life. The process of life is getting up after falling. That's what people don't realize. Just because you get to a point of success, you will fall. And the key in all of that is having the courage to keep picking yourself up, having the courage to keep on going. That's how you build that resilient mindset. That's how you conquer things in life. So just got to have that. And I've been building that muscle, that mental muscle of picking myself up for the last 2 months for sure, because I've fallen many times on multiple levels, not just just all areas of my life. But the more you pick yourself up, the more those screw ups become less and less, and then that's when you transition into that another level of greatness. Oh, hey, welcome. Hi, Daniela. How do you crush huge sugar cravings? I crush my sugar cravings with things like stevia during my eating window. I like Lily's keto chocolate. I go to keto stuff because keto stuff doesn't spike your blood sugar as much as actual sugar. I do things like sugar-free jam, or no sugar added jam. Jam's a good one. What else do I do? A lot of stevia, a lot of Lily's, the Lily's chocolate chips. I'm so used to eating things with stevia in it, or baking things with stevia in it, that I don't get sugar cravings. They satisfy me perfectly. Another hack I use is Crystal Light. I don't recommend this. I've been on this hook lately, but diet soda. I've been drinking Diet Pepsi. I gotta stop that because it's just not good for you. Because aspartame is just so bad for the brain. I don't even know if the substitute for Pepsi Zero or Diet Coke Zero or Coke Zero is even better, but I would use that. What else do I do? Because I'm on my period right now, so I've had some sugar cravings. So, protein shakes. A really good protein shake is a great way to crush that sugar craving. So I would have a protein shake that it depends. You got to find one you love. I found one that tastes amazing. I found two. I love them. They help me satisfy that. So basically I have a protein shake. I do 2 scoops of stuff, and then I add in some vanilla extract, some some cinnamon, and I blend it away and I have that. There are so many sugar substitutes online. Just go on Google and Google sugar substitutes, recipes. Brianne Freeman is a great source of that. I gotta get her book. I keep saying this. I think I'm gonna buy her book. Because she's literally eating everything on her book, and she just got off the stage for bodybuilding. She's in the IFBB. No, she's in the NPC. She's not in the IFBB yet. She's not a pro yet, but she will be a pro. But she has so many sugar hacks. I've learned so much from her. I would do the sugar-free Jello. Sugar-free Jello is a great one. I had these. I don't know if that vlog is up. I edited 3 vlogs in a row yesterday, so I have no idea what the heck is up or not. Nothing's up today in terms of vlogs. I'll be dropping a vlog later. It's edited. I just didn't know when to drop it. But like sugar-free jello, like there's this like cheesecake jello that's so freaking good. There's like this Oreo jello if you're into Oreos. I'm not into Oreos personally. I like cheesecake. There are so many substitutes out there. So yeah, look for substitutes, get used to them, eat them, and they'll help you crush those sugar cravings. And a lot of these substitutes are low calories. Like the sugar-free jello snacks, 120 calories, or the little like cheesecake jello, 120. um yeah, there's so many tools out there. Yes, you are not your thoughts. Teach. Oh, thank you, girl. Thank you. Life's Magical Journey says Aaron. No, his name is, I forget, but he's got like long hair. He used to sell women's shoes at Sears, and he's got like really good manifestations. I mean, not manifestation, meditations. One of his meditation that was big of his that he did was something about attracting love. He's pretty good. I like his stuff. And he mentions Eckhart Tolle and this another woman that I never heard of, but I really like him. His stuff is pretty cool. Hey, Simone, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here. Life's Magical Journey says, welcome, Simone. Welcome in. How are you? Hey, Joseph. Nice to see you. Welcome to the live stream. Nice to have you here. Great to have you. Yes, him. Yes, him. Yeah, he's pretty good. I stumbled upon, the way I found him out, I was just like having a bad night, like just mental health wise, depression wise. And his video just popped up. I'm like, who is this dude? Like, I feel like I need to like be smoking something to be watching this guy because he's so like out of this world. And then I was listening to him, and then that's when I like fell in love with this content. I'm like, cool. I like him a lot. Yeah, he's a perfect like how he manifested him becoming a full-time YouTuber. And yeah, he's cool. I really like him. And that was his goal, to manifest to becoming a full-time YouTuber. My goal is to manifest myself. That's part of it, a YouTuber. But I also want to be a full-time bodybuilder. I want to be in the fitness space. I want to do that for a living, have my own business, like coaching or what have you. But that won't happen until I go through the journey, and I am going through it. Patience is a virtue, or virtue, or whatever, a virtue. A virtue, not me. Sorry, I'm exhausted. And yeah, so yeah, I have my goals for sure, and I know I can do it because I believe I can. I'm putting my mind to it. I deserve I'm going to do it. And basically, when you believe in yourself, you are completely unstoppable. Which is what Les Brown says. He said the hardest thing for him on his road to success was believing himself. And that is hard because self-belief goes in and out. Trust me, I didn't have self-belief. Talk to me 2 weeks ago or a month ago, I didn't have self-belief. But me, like, getting knocked down and picking myself up and getting knocked down and picking myself up, I'm like, whoa, I'm creating that built belief, which is what David Goggins talks about. That I'm seeing the evidence, even though like when I first started, I didn't feel it, but I just did it because I knew, because I've been through this process before. I knew if I kept going, eventually that like the belief will happen through action, through me going through the process. And as that action happened, I'm like, yeah, I'm starting to believe myself. I know I can do this, I'm starting to get my spark back. So I'm going to keep on moving. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, getting knocked down is a part of life. And it's not like, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you, because I always beat myself up about this. Shout out to my psychologist, because she's the one who's been doing EMDR trying to tell me this, because I'm so hard. She's like, it's not about perfection here, like, no, it's not about perfection. Perfection is a myth. Perfection is dangerous to any journey in life. You're gonna mess up. Everyone who's been successful has messed up. So remember that. I've been subbed to him since he was at about, oh, really? Wow, that is insane. Because he's like at 1 point something million now. Oh, that's so cool. So you saw his journey like transform. You saw him go through the process. That's wild. That is crazy. He's been a huge part of my journey. Oh, okay. That's so cool that you know him though. That is so cool. Yeah, I really like him. I like him a lot. Yeah, that roller coaster seems to make us stronger for sure. It's part of it. It makes us stronger. And where people like fall off is that when they're down, they think they're never going to get back up. They don't believe in themselves and they feel like they should stop. They let that roller coaster of life influence their actions when you shouldn't. Yeah, you may not believe yourself, but at least act. Move in the direction of where you want to go, even when you feel like crap, even if you're freaking failing. As long as you're trying and you're failing, eventually you'll try and fail so many times, you just beat success into your head. As David Goggins says, I love his example when he was trying to learn how to, I forget what it was, memorize a book because he has not an eating disorder, a learning disability. He's like, I just beat that thing into my head. I just did it over and over again. Repetition is the key to success. And through repetition, you're going to fail. Like, that's the mindset I want people to have. And that's the mindset I have. And that's the mindset that carries me on. Like, that's like, there's no other choice I have to get through. So falling is part of the process. And it is what it is. And I'm learning that. Gary Vee says perfection is about self-doubt and procrastination. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It's like a backwards way of that, I guess. It's definitely self-doubt because as soon as you, like, you're perfect, and then you fail, you're like, oh, well, you know what? Like, why should I continue? So that is a form of procrastination and definitely a form of self-doubt. You're doubting yourself because you don't think you have what it takes to overcome that failure, overcome that, like, not being perfect. So Gary Vee is on the money with that. That's for sure. That is for sure. But yes. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you joining me for this live stream. I'm going to cut it short because I really have to go to the bathroom. I drink a lot of water and I'm all over the place right now. I pushed it hard at the gym. So I kind of need to find my center here, get myself together. But I appreciate you guys joining me for this. I would say it's a good amount of time. My little YouTube advisor there says 20-minute live streams or more are good enough. And that's my son because he's so smart. But I appreciate each and every one of you. Look out for a vlog dropping tonight. I will be dropping one because I've got tons edited. And I'm hoping to get into the mood to sit down and film my OMAD Made Simple series so I can get some more information out for you guys. But thank you so much. Make sure you hit that like button. And I'll see you guys tonight. Take care. Bye.